Hey, welcome YouTuber. This is Dre from Recovery One Drones. Excuse my garage. I don't have a permanent setup for a studio, so I gotta make do what I make do. So since the grandkids are over today, this is what I have to do, go out in the garage, because I go inside and use the dining room area, which I normally use when I do in-home podcast or YouTube right here. That's where I'm normally at, but today I'm regulated to the garage. So here we are. A couple of weeks ago, I posted a video about a new device that I use with my Epson Bt 300 glasses, the holding tray. I also talked about the controller issue with that device. And just so happened I was able to procure another controller that works with the BT 300s. And I want to clear up some confusion, because even though this device has been out for 3 years now, I still see a lot of confusion and uncertainty about whether people should buy it or not. Before I get to that, I want to talk about a few things. Here we are in 2020. The big discussion now is remote ID. I'm not going to get into the details of that, because this is something I predicted over, I say about a little over 6 months, last year sometime. And I knew this was coming out of the pipe, and that's why I always encourage people to go get your Part 107. So no matter what comes out of the FAA in the future, at least you know you are certified remote drone pilot. So any other additional regulations come into play, you at least be covered on that aspect, because I'm a strong believer, not so much in the remote ID, but I'm a big believer in testing and licensing, just like we do with our automobiles and other things that we do in life. Certifications are required in our professions, and I look at drone operation as a profession. A lot of you guys out there might say, I'm just a hobbyist, I fly for fun on weekends and so on and so forth. Well, my thing is this: if we make private pilots get a license and are tested, why not let private drone operators do the same? All I'm saying on that note is that the more professional we become, the less scrutinized that we can be. Okay, and that's where I look at that whole operation there. It's about us being professional in our qualifications and our operations, so we're a lot less likely to be scrutinized for events that happen out in the skies. So like anything else, let's be covered so we can regulate ourselves and not have outside forces dictate what we can and can't do. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Also, one last tip. I'm sorry about that. One last tip is if you have not sent your comments in, like anything else I say in life, don't just rant and rave. Make your point, but also come with a solution. Mine is more testing and licensing before we go to the more restricted measures that they're putting into this remote ID legislation they're trying to put through. Okay, but now back to the Epson Bt 300s. This is what I was trying to point out a few weeks ago when I talked about the holding tray, and I told you I was able to procure another controller. This is the standard controller that you'll get nowadays with the Bt 300. And you look on the top there, it'll say 1B. Okay, this controller here does not work with the Epson Bt 300s. 1B does not work. Okay, you'll sit there and do everything you can do with the controller, try to force it or whatever you try to hack it, I guess, when you try to do. It's not going to work. This is a controller that does work. Around the top there, it'll say 1A. That is the controller that you need, is the 1A controller. This will work. Now, to further go down that line of what works with the Bt 300s, one thing I learned over the last almost a year now. I think I bought mine sometime around last March or April of last year. I bought mine. And I know it works well with drones that work under the DJI Go 4 app. It struggles with the just the regular app, which flies all of your Phantom 3 series aircraft. It struggles with that one with latency issues. And I think last I tried it, I was able to get an update that made the lag a little less. Not as good as what the Go 4 have, but not as bad. When I first tried it with my Phantom 3 Professional, the lag was so bad, it was downright unsafe to fly. It was like, I would say, almost 30 seconds delay in what was going on, what you actually flew and what was not going on. So continue on. These are the glasses itself. You can see there, I have the shades on right now. This is my preferred method of flying over anything else. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about is something I picked up because I believe after the CES show in Vegas this year, and I've been a follower of CES just in the last year for drones, but I've also been an audio visual enthusiast for probably the last 30 years. So I'm always interested in what goes on in the shows up there. And I'm a big car fanatic and all that kind of good stuff too. So when automotive shows come, I'm always keen. I'm watching YouTube videos. I'm watching whatever TV shows come on Auto World or whatever else is out there, Motor World or whatever. I'm watching to see what's coming in the industry. But I am also a tightwad, and I don't like spending my money on just the latest and greatest thing coming out there. So that being said, what I saw this year from all the people who went up to CES this year for the drones, didn't see a whole lot coming out, not a whole lot that's going to push the envelope of drone operations for the most part, for the consumer level, I should say. Commercial level, who knows? But we're still behind what they were using during the Iraq wars and so forth for drone operations and GPS and everything else. They're so far down the line, you can't even imagine. And the only thing holding us back really is battery fuel. Basically, our batteries is what holds us back, because these birds will fly. I'm sure the connection thing can be upgraded to we can fly across the whole entire city if we need to. But let's go on. My biggest thing is this: with all the remote ID regulation coming out eventually, I don't see a lot of manufacturers jumping through hoops, and I think because they see this drone remote ID coming down the pipe, and everybody's kind of waiting where they're going to be able to go. My biggest thing is, for those of us who have been in the hobby for how many years you got to be in, for me, I'm just finishing up my first year, but this is a time to pick up some older tech. And I don't mean old style tech, but stuff that's been on the market for a while. It may have surpassed its big wow factor when it came out, but this is a good time to pick up on some stuff at discounted prices. Like I said, that holder I picked up on, it really went for somewhere around 36 to 40 bucks. Now it's half price at $16.99. So to me, that's a bargain, and that's why I scooped it up. It was in the price range. I felt it was something that was more a bargain and not just a necessary accessory or something that just kind of have this wow factor. The next thing I picked up recently was the cover on my Crystal Sky monitors. I have two Crystal Sky monitors. I have a 7-inch and 5.5-inch monitors, and I dabble with a little bit, but I see the prices of these covers coming down. Now, I've seen many people on YouTube and so forth, makeshift cardboard boxes and whatever else you want to call it, as sunshades, but there's nothing out there that really compares, especially with the Crystal Skies, because it's made for them. And these covers, which I'm going to reach up here and get, this is the 5.5 one here I have that I got for this screen. And it also serves as a cover for the screen itself. It protects the screen. So when you store it or have it, when you're driving along, whatever, I like to keep mine mounted at all times. You know, I can break it down, put it in a case and everything else when I really want to. But this just saves less time when I get to a location and doing my setup. And what I like about this, you just pull on the top, click it up, and them bad boys kick right out. And that's something you can't get with a cardboard one that you make at home, or some of the little foam ones, or neo, whatever you call that kind of material, stuff that goes around outside the monitors I've seen before. But this is actually specifically built, and that's what I like about this. It's a fit, but it gives me the functionality of two different types of usage. Folds right in, cover comes right down, snaps in place, I have no problems. So the price of these have come down. Yeah, I think the DJI site still has them at their full price. But if you go to other sites like B&H or some of the other ones out there, you can get them as 10 to 15% discount off these items now. Yes, they're expensive for what they are, but this gives you a peace of mind that no matter how you travel, where you have to store this, anything else, you know the screen is protected from any kind of damage from having this on there. And it doesn't add any size or any weight, very lightweight. It's a plastic feel, but it's a nice finish on it. So these are some of the things that I'm looking at, that with the drone industry uncertain right now, this is a good time to pick up on some materials or accessories, I should say, to go with your existing drones. So all I can tell you is keep a lookout. And as always, enjoy the ride and please subscribe. Thank you very much.